Hey, welcome back to yet another episode of my podcast, the 4 a.m. Talks. I'm your host, Manoj Velu. Look at me. Look at the excitement that I have for this episode. This episode is really going to make me, feel so happy if I look back after 70 years. You ask me, right? I know what you're asking. After 70 years, I know lifespan of people have become short, but nevertheless, I'm believing that I could live 70 years more old. When I become 70 years, I'm gonna, look back at this episode, this particular episode, and I'm gonna feel really happy because this is, the most important episode for me as well as for you. You got it. You got the last word, right? It is making me happy, which leads to this episode, and that is happiness. You asked me this question. You always reveal it at the end. Why you are really revealing it at the start? Because I changed my plan. And that is because I felt this is the most important episode. So let's get into it. Before I tell you the story of John Carpenter, I do that every episode. I wanted to tell you that's really important. You know what it is? If I ask you a question, what you want at the end of the day, most of them would say, I wanted to be happy. Now, the question arises, why you want to be happy and what makes you happy? Two different questions. Why you want to be happy and what makes you happy? The questions are the same. It's universal. It's universal, which means it is the same for everyone, but the meaning will differ for everyone. Let me tell it to you once again. The meaning is same. It's universal. The question for you, me, for the whole world is the same. Why you want to be happy? It's the same question. What makes you happy? It's the same question. But the answers that we are going to tell or define that will be different for different people. Universal question and random unique answers from everyone. That is why this is a very special and a specific question that you need to ask yourself. There is this quote which I read in the book called The One Thing. It's a wonderful book. It talks about the one thing that you need to do. In that book, the author defines happiness as the way to, it happens on the way to fulfillment. Happiness happens on the way to fulfillment. What he really means by that? It means when you're having a bigger picture and you're working towards it, than something that you have already been fulfilling or you're fulfilled, you will get that everlasting happiness. That is what he says. The question is, how will one get everlasting happiness? This leads to my story. John Carpenter and Adam are very close friends. They are best friends. They are 26 years old. Adam calls up, hey John, you know, John Carpenter is really excited because it is his best friend Adam. He picks up the call and now they have that general talk. And Adam suddenly says, I want to meet you in the restaurant. How about this Saturday? And he says, yes. He's really excited for the Saturday. They meet in the restaurant. They talk. They have this general conversation. But suddenly, Adam asks John Carpenter a specific question. John, what makes people happy? You see, in this restaurant, people are having conversations and they're happy, they're laughing around, they're doing some jokes, if they're best friends, what is that which makes them happy? John Carpenter was taken aback because he wasn't expecting this specific question from Adam, because he knows Adam. He's a very, kind of a, he's to be fun with everyone. He's to be really funny, and he makes sure that everyone is happy around him. But a person from that mindset comes in and asks a very serious, specific question, that is, what makes people happy? How do you define happiness? John Carpenter, was taken aback, and he said, "Hey Adam, I asked this same question to my dad when I was 23, which takes back 3 years ago, where I asked my dad, Dad, what makes people happy? Or what is that one thing that people needs to do to make themselves happy? To make them, that to feel happy. What is that one thing?" John's father asked him to sit beside him, and he explains what is happiness. Happiness really defines on the lifestyle that you build. Meaning, he says, "See, I know you are good at swimming, you are having that interest, about swimming, so build a lifestyle around it." John asks, "What do you mean, Dad? What does that mean? Can you elaborate on that?" John's father explains him. "See, you're good at swimming. You go to the practice, you swim, you practice, all the techniques that your coach is telling you to do. And you come back. I know you watch a lot about swimming, the TV shows, the books that you read, all the inspiring stories of great swimmers. What you're indirectly doing is you are building a lifestyle around swimming, which you feel is the best one thing to do in your life than everything else. And what you're doing in that action is you're building people around you. You're making sure that you are with people who are having that same mindset. You're asking specific questions to coach, or you're asking to someone who's better in that craft, which is swimming for you. You know what makes me happy? This is what John's father said. For me, I'm doing a business, a hardware shop. I'm not the best in that industry, but I'm, coming up. But what do? I make sure that I'm surrounded with people, with like minded people who, most probably, have that attitude of going further in that industry, getting in deep with that industry, which will make me happy, going one step further. And then, you take small steps as you go in. The bigger vision is there, but I'm coming up. In my personal life, I always wanted to be around with you, your mom. We have few disagreements, but we are understanding that, and she's happy with me as well. So you know the secret now. You need to build a lifestyle around with what you need, that will give you the happiness. So I can't define happiness for you. I just told it on my perspective, on my dream. You got to figure it yourself. I know that you like swimming, so you go and ask yourself whether the swimming is the most important thing that I need to do in my life than anything else. This will make you happy. So You asked me the other day, is money going to bring you the everlasting happiness? And the answer is no. Yes, to some extent, and no in the bigger picture. What do I mean? I mean that money is something that is going to be there with you, and there is a potential of growing more. It is going to make you happy, but what will make you, have that everlasting happiness is what do you do with that money, or why is that you want more money? Why are you wanting more money? All the big, businessmen, see, they have this vision of making a better future. Their end goal is not money, but their end goal is to make sure that we have a bright future. For that, they need money to make sure that their vision comes up. Money is a part of them, but it's not the end goal. Maybe they need the money, to do service, to help, few people for education. They might help for food. They might help for anything that they think it's really important in their lives. That is their mission. You need to understand that. This is what John told to Adam as well. He explained the scenario that happened. And John goes up to Adam and says, if you find the answers to these questions, you will definitely be happy. So I'm going to give you an example. A real example. I'm not going to lie to you. My back is hurting me. I'm having this back pain from past 2 to 3 days, and it's really gone worse. You would have seen me in my previous episodes. I would go back and forth. My sister would always scold me, you're disturbing the curtains, you're disturbing the lights. Today, I'm not moving an inch, because if I move, I know for sure that my back is hurting. My back would hurt really bad and I would screw up this episode. I don't want to do that. More than that, I'll get scoldings from my sister. Just kidding. I'm just going to do one more time. But I really don't want to screw this up because I'm in this moment and I really don't want to mess it up. So, coming back to happiness, everybody wants happiness. So there was a study done on happiness. There was this psychologist named, Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin Sigmund. I hope I have spelled it right. Don't mind if I have spelled it wrong. I'm so sorry if I did that. But what he did was he studied on what happiness is all about. And on studying on various aspects, he, drilled down many factors into 5 factors, which is the most important thing that would lead up to happiness. What are those 5 factors? I wanted to know. I know that. I'm hearing you. You know what? You wanted to know what are those 5 factors are? I'm telling it to you. The first thing is positive emotion or positive pleasure. You're understanding? Positive emotion or positive pleasure. The second one is achievement. The third one is relationship. The fourth one is really important. It's engagement. The fifth and the last is meaning. So, Dr. Martin, upon further study, he drilled down those five factors into two most important factors that is required. There is five factors now. I have to drill it down to two. This is what Dr. Martin, took it as a challenge, and he understood that the last two, which is engagement and meaning, are the most two important factors required for the source called happiness. Building something upon, working something upon, and you become so engaged and you are working for your purpose, for a meaningful life, that will make you happy. And this is so relatable. It was done way back. But imagine the study that Martin had done. Beautiful. It's relatable, right? Engagement and meaning. Engage in whatever you do so that it is giving you that action on a daily basis and making sure that your long-term vision is in place. You're in alignment with your vision. I'm going to give you an example, a simple example to illustrate this statement. You are ready? I'm ready now. See, I had this goal, me and my friend had this goal of reading 10 to 12 books a year in 2021. Now, right now, we are in February 2022. We started well, but we couldn't go on and achieve that. We didn't achieve that goal. We really wanted to know why we didn't achieve it. We had a vision, we have this great goals and set up and everything, but why didn't we achieve it? Because we didn't understand a concept called starting small. See, we wanted to, let's say, we wanted to read 12 books a year, and imagine it's 300 pages on an average. Each book is average of 300 pages. So what we need to do to make sure that we hit a goal, that is reading 12 books a year, is reading 30, 10 pages a day. 10 pages a day. It's as simple as it is. It's just starting small, and you need to be consistent with it. You can't say I'm small. I know I'm starting small and I'm not consistent about it. Imagine you read 10 pages today, 10 pages tomorrow, and you are not so consistent, and on the 21st day you read 10 pages. You're not doing well. So the consistent factor is really important. These things are really there to help you, but you'll figure it out. I know that. But this is what it is. It happens on the way to fulfillment. It happens on the way to fulfillment, which means you're having that bigger picture. You're working on that bigger picture than the ones which you have already fulfilled. See, that gives you an endure happiness, everlasting happiness. This is the most important thing that you need to understand. So this was the same thing that was told by John to Adam. So Adam is going to go back and he's going to reflect on this. He's going to ask questions. Why I want to be happy? What makes me happy? What is that one thing which I really wanted to do to make sure that nothing else matters right now? He's going to discover himself. It's really key to understand that. Adam will do that. Will you do? It's up to you. I know you. You can do it. It's for everyone. It's for everyone. The questions are universal, but the answers are going to be unique one. See, what am I? What is that one thing why people are happy? What makes me happy? What do I wanted to do to make sure that I'm happy? These two questions are universal, it's the same, but the answers are different, unique one. It is different for me, it is different for you, it is different for everyone. For me, it's all about bringing episodes to this podcast, making sure that you take out the values that we are giving you, go back, reflect on it, and you become a better person at the end. That is our mission. What this will do is you will help other people. So it's a chain reaction. This is what I understand, and that will make me happy at the end. And you know what will make me happy? The bigger picture. When I'm 70 years old, standing in front of the mirror, and when I reflect back on this episode, I'd be really happy because we are not in the best of our situations right now. But I know for sure that I put my work by bringing this episode to you on time, even though my back is hurting. I would reflect back. That will make me happy. I know few people would have got few things out of this episode. They got to reflect back. Imagine that happiness. Yes. So this is the happiness for me. What is that for you? Ask yourself. Ask yourself. Don't write it in the comments. It's not for. It's not that you're showing it to the world. No. Write it down in the piece of paper or your diary, and you make sure that you look at it every day. I'm not telling you to write it in the comment section, because you're not going to come back every day to that particular comment section. Write it in your diary. You're going to open your diary every day, so I know for sure that you're going to look at that and keep putting actions every single day, so that one day you'll be able to achieve your vision, and that in turn working towards that will give that everlasting happiness. This is really important, and I really want you to understand this. Go back, reflect on it. With that being said, have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone. See you in the next episode. Bye.